Guys,
What is
Kritika,
up?
Anthony, Team AKA. After the games over the weekend, the table on the Dream 11 IPL 2020 is finally beginning to look less like a plate of khichdi and more like an assorted Indian thali, with the Kings 11 Punjab, the Chennai Super Kings, and the Rajasthan Royals knocked out, leaving the Royal Challengers Bangalore, Delhi Capitals, the Kolkata Knight Riders, and the Sunrisers Hyderabad fighting for 2, 3, and 4, which means that the Mumbai Indians are currently bossing this tournament, which is only but fair given how dominant they've been.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be, very intense cricket, the closing stages of this tournament. And that's exactly how we'd like it. We'd like it no other way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great tournament. And it's coming to like a fitting end even, like there's no dead rubber this season. Every game has had some significance or the other. So yeah, it's been a fantastic tournament. In fact, apparently this is the first season where every team has won at least 6 games in the history of the IPL. Yeah.
And we said that at the start of the tournament that every team on its day looks like they will, they can win. There was no team at the beginning of the tournament that looked really bad. But I think the only team that really looked hopeless during the tournament was the Chennai Super Kings.
But they played party poopers.
Thanks to some fresh blood, of course. Ruturaj Gaikwad kind of turned it around for the Chennai Super Kings.
And they're not last anymore. Sun is last now.
Yeah, they're not last. Yeah, so they keep their record of not being last ever on that points table intact.
Yeah, who would imagine Rajasthan to go to the bottom suddenly?
Yeah.
They never look like a team who would go to the bottom of the table.
Yeah, and the kind of foreign contingent that they had in Stokes,
exactly.
Archer, and Smith, and Butler, it's incredible. And what Tewatia, we all discovered a new name this season. Rahul Tewatia was brilliant, very underrated with the ball. We only talk about his performances with the bat, but I thought he
absolutely
so much
he delivered with the ball.
As a fielder as well, he took some brilliant catches. He's very aware as a cricketer. And possibly from an outsider's perspective, the only thing that I'd like him to work on is his attitude and temperament, just that little bit. But at the end of the day, it's a tough sport, and there's no prizes for finishing nice, right? Except for the fair play award. But what are they doing with the fair play award? Nobody wants it.
I have no clue what that is also till now.
Sorry?
Yeah, honestly.
But how it matters.
Yeah, and I don't even know what what they really look for in awarding a fair play award, really.
But I guess it's just to keep the teams well behaved and some kind of security check for so to speak. But let's go through what happened on Saturday. The Sunrisers Hyderabad beat the Royal Challengers Bangalore, and they kept.
What a great win that was!
You want to take us through that game?
Superb game, really. I mean, it was really impressive. In fact, how they went about it, and like restricting a lineup like RCB just to 120 odd. That was fantastic bowling, and Sandeep Sharma, they got the matchups right. There was no other bowler that has accounted for Virat Kohli as much as Sandeep Sharma.
7 times, right?
Yeah, and in Bhuvi's absence, like he's really stood up and delivered, for Sunrisers.
Anthony?
I want Sandeep Sharma to feature in the test squad somewhere in England very soon. The amount of swing he's generating, I'd want to see him get a cap and, experiment with him.
But don't you think his pace will always be a liability? I mean, he doesn't really... He doesn't bring much to the table apart from that swing. It will start reminding us of the era when Debashish Mohanty and Harvinder Singh and all of these guys play.
I feel if he plays in England or New Zealand, where there's a lot of scope for swing and it supports the bowlers, the pitches, he might be very lethal. And going back to the game between Delhi and Mumbai, what a low-scoring match that was. Delhi were literally choked by Mumbai. 111 all out for Delhi. a new thing in the tournament this time.
Yeah, I mean, after peaking so early, they're just like literally on the way, and it's a little disappointing. We thought of Delhi as this really well-rounded unit with a great bowling attack, who can come out of any situation, and even the batsmen were delivering. I mean, Dhawan scored those 2 centuries. Initially, Shreyas Iyer, took on the onus and he won them a lot of games. Then there was Stoinis, and everybody was sort of chipping in. Now everybody collectively are
failing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the thing about this tournament is there's been no clear pattern for anything that's happened in this tournament. Teams that have started well have not done well. Teams that have not done well have recovered. They've come back like the Kings 11 Punjab, and
teams chasing.
Like, batting first, the teams like the Sunrisers Hyderabad and KKR have been up and down throughout the tournament. So there's not been a single set pattern for the way that, except for the Mumbai Indians who've been dominant throughout.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the Chennai Super Kings failing for far too long in the tournament, where they found themselves knocked out. Except for these two extremes, with the Chennai Super Kings and the Mumbai Indians, every other team had a different pattern going on. So it was really, I don't know what you can put your finger on. What do you make of this, Kritika?
For me, actually, the standout in all of this is, Chennai winning those last few games and having the attitude कि अब तो मैं डूब रहा हूँ, मैं तुम्हें भी ले डूबूंगा. And they've just, been amazing last couple of games. Yes, they, like Dhoni said, the youngsters didn't spark early. I won't agree with that, because Sam Curran literally has taken them through the tournament, and has kept them in the games, if anything. But the way, Gaikwad stepped up, and, there was Park, there was Raidu, and all the, suddenly like they seem like a different team the last few games. But it also could be just, without that pressure of jeetna hai, and now we're anyway out. So just let's, finish off on a high. But Sunrisers, what I love about their last few games is they're winning without Bairstow. When we used to think that Bairstow is such an important and integral part of this lineup, and Warner and him give the starts. Now they don't really seem to be missing that, and probably they found the right combination because Williamson gives them that, strength in the middle, and Holder has been an amazing addition to their
good addition to the Sunrisers.
Fantastic. In fact, while watching the other day, the game against RCB, I was, they suddenly slipped. They were 5 down, and it's happened with Punjab, where they just lost the game from a winning position, and I'm like, oh my God, this is happening again. But it was Holder, that 10 ball, 28 or whatever he scored. Yeah. And that's what he's capable of, and that's the kind of, they've just done really well in the last couple of games. So this tournament, I feel, is just so open, and it's just been so hard to figure who's going to make it to the top 4, and it's never happened before. Yeah. Fantastic, really.
And the injuries that hit the Sunrisers Hyderabad hard with Mitch Marsh and Bhuvneshwar Kumar, the leader.
Now Vijay Shankar.
So I think it's been a fine comeback. They've shown some real resilience, the Sunrisers Hyderabad, and I think Anthony Mama will be very, very happy. It's a must-win game now that's coming up for them.
Yeah.
So what are you feeling, Mama?
I feel amazing. Ekkadi nunchi ekkadiki vachirru manollu ana feeling undi oka point lo. I could see people being so disappointed in them when they were losing. But then I respect this man, David Warner, man. He's such a fighting spirit, and he carries the team along with himself. And then there is Kane Williamson to calm everyone down and say, okay, I've got this. And there's Jason Holder, like Kritika said. And the bowling is stepping up now with Natarajan, Rashid Khan, Sandeep. It looks like a brilliant team. I just want them to make it to the playoffs. And you never know, they can win the cup this time.
Well, let's hope so. There's no clear favorites. Of course, Mumbai Indians is clearly being the big bull of this tournament. They've been really hard to beat. And on paper, if you just look at their side, there's not a single weak link. And I think it's only Krunal Pandya who hasn't really delivered a match-winning performance, whereas every other single player in that lineup has been responsible for, getting them over the line at some stage or the other. in the game. But having said that, Krunal Pandya hasn't performed badly at all. He's been there.
No.
He's just been overshadowed by a lot of very, very good
comparison.
performances from the Mumbai Indians. And Surya is looking so good. Surya Kumar Yadav is looking
Absolutely.
sublime touch. Ishan Kishan the other day, he took the bowling apart. He was looking fantastic as well. And imagine all of this without Rohit
Sharma.
and Sharma
Rohit
being
Sharma.
around. I don't see him coming back for the remainder of this tournament. Do you?
No.
Although Pollard
No.
did say
No,
that
I don't think
he's progressing well and all of that. You seem
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not likely.
It's sad. He's such a brilliant talent. Now Mumbai might have lost a very integral part in the strategy with losing Rohit Sharma. So
Yeah.
cool.
But what about Rajasthan? They've just, it was so fitting actually that their inconsistency is what came to bite them in that last game where it was a do or die situation for them. And it was their batting that was, their Achilles heel rather, right from the start.
True.
And that's how they finished the tournament with. Yeah, these last two, the high chases or whatever were great. But that was really a glaring problem. And that's something that they should look at, going into the next season. And also their bowling. Apart from Archer, the Indian pacers, there was just nobody. Yeah, there was nobody to really give him any kind of support or lend him any kind of support. And that really hurt them,
True. They were too dependent on Archer, and Archer has been exceptional with the ball.
Exceptional.
I think he's been the premier fast bowler this season.
I think he's my MVP this year.
He was absolutely
Archer.
And with the bat as well, he contributed. He
With
took
the bat as well.
stunning catches as well on the field. And his attitude, he was just so cool and easy about everything. He was no fuss, he was just so easy on the eye as well. That's the flavor that these Caribbean boys bring to the Indian Premier League.
Yeah, just too much swagger.
Too much swagger. And I think every team has that one West Indian that they, want to hold back and never let go.
Yeah.
They've been fantastic for the IPL, the West Indians, the Caribbeans. Let's talk about the Kings 11 Punjab, a team that I had backed right from the beginning of the tournament. They had so much going for them, but I think it boils down to that Shamsuddin, that one run that Shamsuddin called wrongly as a short run in that game that cost them a tournament spot, it would be fair to say. That one run changed everything for them.
Yeah, but they had 3 balls for 1 run and they couldn't get it.
They couldn't also.
It was so much, it was not so much that 1 run as opposed to maybe that they could have gone about that chase better. I mean, 3 balls and 1 run is really gettable.
So that's the thing. Here we're talking about ability versus a human error.
Yeah, of course. But then I think the batsmen, made that error as well. I mean, they just.
But the bowlers did something right to get that error out of the batsmen. So you can't take that away from the bowling team.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And then I think they went on to lose that super over.
Yeah.
Against Delhi.
I think if an error like this has costed them the game so much, I remember KL Rahul also mentioning about this 1 run that cost them a spot in the playoffs. Do you think in situations like this, the powers that be should involve themselves and, possibly tell them then and there that, it's a wrong call? If there can be a review for everything, why doesn't the third umpire step in and...
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
What if this was a World Cup final? What if that was a World Cup final? It could have cost them the game.
Yeah.
And if,
we've seen that with the no balls.
Exactly.
And that's such a brilliant revolution.
Yeah.
And I'm sure things like these will keep adding up. I mean, now that you pointed it out, I feel it should be pointed out there in the tournament also, and then they can add it. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Probably will be here on, You never know.
Absolutely. So it's now all down to the Sunrisers Hyderabad and the Mumbai Indians that will decide their fate and that of 2 other sides that will or will not make it to the playoffs. And I think David Warner and Rashid Khan will be their key to glory this year. And if they manage to pull off a surprise, they will be extremely happy. considering how they lost Mitch Marsh and Bhuvi going into the tournament. And we have the opportunity to have two teams, right, that have never won the IPL before, the Royal Challengers Bangalore and
And
Delhi Capitals, the Delhi Capitals. So,
they're playing today.
so who do you see going forward, making it to the top four at this point in time?
My pick is Bangalore, Royal Challengers Bangalore. I really want them to win today's game to start off with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's either Sunrisers or Bangalore for me to win the tournament.
No, I'm talking about the top four.
Right. So there's Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, and there's one spot open,
which is Hyderabad.
Which is Hyderabad for me.
Yeah. But they're playing against the Mumbai Indians.
Yeah.
Huh?
But without Rohit, I don't know. I have a gut that Warner might, take the dominance over them and win the game.
Yeah, let's hope so. They've been depending too heavily on Rashid Khan, their bowling unit, but I think the others are coming to the party slowly and steadily. And they'll have to play to their strengths to defeat the Mumbai Indians. And let's hope that the Mumbai Indians make plenty of changes in this one game. Put them a dead rubber so that the Sunrisers Hyderabad can give it hard. To the Mumbai Indians and make that spot, that semi. The good thing about the Sunrisers Hyderabad points table is their net run rate, and it helped to obviously score their runs very, very quickly, although they've lost extremely quickly too.
Yeah.
But, the net run rate is now coming to their rescue here, clearly. Yeah. So, Kritika, do you have the same top four?
No, I have KKR in there, and I think DC are going to somehow miss out on a playoff spot.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, because I think for some reason it's not coming together for them. You've seen the last few games; they've been quite disappointing, and for me, it's really disappointing because they were a team that I've been backing right from the beginning because I thought that they're going to do great things this season, and they made a brilliant start even. But it's just not coming together for them now. I'd be really glad if they do.
But don't you think the law of averages, hasn't worked for them in the past? Maybe. What if it comes together now and if all of them fire at the same time?
That would be awesome for them, honestly. I'd be really happy.
The Shreyas Iyers, the Stoinuses, the Punts.
Yeah.
Prithvi Shaw needs a good hit out there. Shikhar Dhawan, he'll need to come to the party as well. He's after those two stunning back-to-back hundreds. He's had two ducks back-to-back, so to speak.
It's just been the story of their second half.
Yeah. I see them coming back. I don't see them losing out. It would be a tragedy if they did. So for me, I think it would be the Mumbai Indians, the Delhi Capitals, the Royal Challengers Bangalore, and let's hope if the Mumbai Indians make that change to their team, I think the Sunrisers Hyderabad will scrape through. But if they don't, I see it really hard for the Sunrisers Hyderabad to make it, given how strong this Mumbai Indians team is. They're virtually like a fort right now, and they have no weak link whatsoever. It'll be really hard to impregnate this Mumbai Indian fortress, so to speak.
No, absolutely. Even their earlier game in the season, it was like a 5 or a massive 34-run victory that Mumbai picked up over Sunrisers. So let's hope it's the other way around this time.
And we also have a new purple cap holder now, Jasprit Bumrah.
Boom. Yeah.
Exceptional. It's been
fantastic.
Really hard to play. It just shows that right at the start of the tournament, we thought the bowlers would be inconsequential and they'll be taken to the cleaners. But I really love how the bowlers have come back, put their hands up, and they said, hey, this is still a game between bat and ball, and you will not have us reduced to just being a bowling machine. That can never happen,
I know.
I
also feel the pitches are also helping them with the wear and tear.
Yeah.
So it being played on the pitches. So that's also helping them, and it's great. It's great. You have to use whatever is working to your advantage and make the best out of it.
Yeah. Kritika, you were saying something?
No, I mean, I also like how the Pacers have really, been at the forefront of every team, like Trent Bolt, Jofra Archer, these kind of guys, Rabada, the North Case, and
Pattinson.
all these guys, Pattinson, and everybody's giving you that start that you really want. And I mean, I love watching
It's
fast breaks.
delightful to watch. So I guess it's time to say goodbye to the Rajasthan Royals and the Kings
Yeah.
11 Punjab and the
Punjab.
Chennai Super Kings. These are the only three teams now that are out of the tournament. And also with it go players like KL Rahul, the orange cap holder. Do you see anyone coming close to that orange cap, guys?
Not really,
Not really.
unless
really.
you get
Of
Warner
centuries,
century or something.
Warner doing something out of the box.
Yeah.
Chris Gayle has had a fabulous tournament. He's been absolutely brilliant ever since he's come back for the Kings 11 Punjab. Unfortunately, he couldn't get them over the line and into the playoffs. But then we've seen Mayank Agarwal, who's been brilliant. Unfortunate that he missed out a few games due to injury, but he was in sublime form as well. It is so good to have him in across formats for the Indian team. I think he richly deserved that spot in the Indian team.
Yeah.
Mohammad Shami has mostly been brilliant, but when he's been bad, he's been bad. He's been stellar with the ball, especially in that game against Mumbai, that tight game where he pulled it back so brilliantly. Ravi Bishnoi, definitely a talent to watch out for. The leg spinner.
Definitely.
I love his attitude. He's brought so much energy to the game.
Absolutely.
And his never say die attitude.
Yeah, plus bowling in those pressure situations and picking up those vital wickets for Punjab in the middle. Super.
He's one to watch out for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the leg spinning stocks in this tournament has been fantastic to watch, along with the fast bowling. The leg spin was absolutely brilliant to watch. And I think it was only the leg spinners and the really quick bowlers who've made an impact. The dibbly-dobbly types haven't really made an impact. Neither have the finger spinners, so to speak.
Yeah, on that note, is off-spin really fading out? We haven't really seen a pure jet off-spinner, coming in and doing much.
Yeah, I don't know. We can't really say that they're fading out, but leg spin is as an art form
dominating
even more challenging than off spin. It's really hard to get that control over the ball. So it's good. It's good to see the more difficult forms like fast bowling and leg spin, being revived. And also that's where the batsmen, their skills will need to improve as well, because playing leg spin and really top-notch fast bowling becomes very vital. And that overall, I think, is a good picture for cricket. It's a very nice state of affairs for cricket to see good batting, bowling, leg spin coming to the fore. We've seen some brilliant fielding as well in this tournament.
It's been phenomenal. Probably one of the best seasons of fielding.
Especially the outfielding has been outstanding.
Led by Faf du Plessis.
Faf du Plessis.
He's something else. I mean, if he can't pick that catch, then it's humanly not possible.
And I don't think anyone's ever talked about a save as much as the Nicholas Pooran save. It wasn't even a dismissal, so to speak. It just shows how exciting it's been to watch. And then, of course, there's been Jofra Archer, who's been phenomenal. Stoke took some time coming back into the tournament, but when he did, he really caused some damage. He showed us why exactly he's a premier all-rounder in world cricket. And Rahul Tewatia, what a phenomenon he's been this tournament, both with bat, ball, and also in the field. Butler made an impact, What about Tyagi? Do you see a future for him there in that Indian team?
For sure.
Yes.
Gaikwad and Tyagi.
And even... In fact, yesterday, he was hit for 2 sixes. Russell hit him for 2 sixes. And then he just held his nerve, came back so strongly, bowled that wide Yorker, and then he got him. I mean, that is what that youngster has learned. You can see from the IPL, and just remaining so calm. And he's delivered. In fact, he's probably the only one who has lent Jofra any support at all in that Rajasthan 11.
True. And Gaikwad for the Chennai Super Kings. Gaikwad and Duplessis have been outstanding for them.
Outstanding.
Jadeja had his moments, but Sam Curran.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Gaikwad took his time to come in, but when he did, now all those doubts over his class and whatever have all been quashed because of those three great innings.
So it's all in the hands of the Sunrisers Hyderabad now, who will decide the fate of the rest of the tournament going forward, except for the Mumbai Indians, of course, who are sitting pretty right at the top of that table. And guys, where do you see this heading? Do you think the Sunrisers Hyderabad will make it? Do you think they'll be party poopers? Well, they can't be party poopers because they will be a part of the party as well. So they will be want to get in that party there. And, make a hash of it for either the Royal Challengers Bangalore or the Kolkata Knight Riders or the Delhi Capitals. That's the way it goes. But today's game, the game between Delhi and RCB will decide who goes on to that number 2 position, which becomes extremely critical as well. They all have a massive advantage finishing on that number 2 there, because that'll give them another crack at going forward in the table, even if they lose. So it's very critical, this number 2 position. And we've got 4 teams vying for that one slot. It's been fantastic. It's been a fantastic weekend. It's been a great tournament, and we've now come to. We've been talking about the business end, but the business end of the tournament is just about beginning right now.
Yay!
2 days going forward, and I think we'll get to that business end of the tournament.
Lovely.
What a fabulous tournament it has been. What a journey it's been for the 3 of us coming together and doing something like this. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys, having you on this
Same here.
I thank you
Likewise.
again for being on this tournament on AB's Cricket Diary.
Thank you.
Let's hope that we can sign off in style, and good luck to all of these teams going forward. We wish them the best. May the best team win.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right.
See you again.
All right.
Yes, tomorrow.
I hope you guys like the Celeb Diaries with Adit Arun. Did you guys have fun watching that?
Oh, yes.
I did. You guys have a great chemistry.
Yeah?
Yeah, it just shows.
Get married?
in the video. He did say it's an institution, didn't he?
Yes, absolutely. Talked about it being in. No, but I think it was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Obviously, the chemistry that we guys shared was really good, and therefore reflected in that video.
Correct.
Let's see, we might have another surprise coming up this week.
Lovely. Look forward to it.
Look forward to that. I'm looking forward to it as well. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
guys
you.
have a fantastic week, and happy IPL.
Thank you. Happy IPL to you. Have a great day.
Peace.
See you.
Cheers, guys.